with this as the chosen design, I'm going to copy this onto a new page, and I'm going to start exploring how a user's hand can be holding that design. Now from here, I'm exploring how a user, remember the user is an adult grocery shopper, how can an adult grocery shopper hold this particular product? So if my hand is going to hold this product, I could of course use these grooves as positions to grip. But is it comfortable? That's one idea. The second idea is, since I have such a large space in here, can I place my fingers in there and hold my keypad? So basically I have two concepts. First concept, holding the exterior of the coin holder. And the second concept is cutting a hole in the coin holder for user to hold. So basically I have two concepts. Let's start with this concept. In this concept, basically I'm assuming I'm going to hold the coin holder here. So I could explore these grooves. Now, I don't like that particular position, okay, because that can't be a groove small enough or big enough for my finger. So I'm probably going to modify that and maybe this area. So let's see how we can modify the shape. And at this point, since I'm not so particular about the size, I'm just concerned about how our design is going to fit the fingers, I don't want to create that 100mm by 100mm square, because that will really waste a lot of my time. So I'm going to just quickly sketch this idea here and modify these two positions. This is how it goes. Now this first modification looks like a disaster because it doesn't look like that shape at all. It doesn't look like any animal, right? So I've overdone this part and this part a little bit. So I'm going to just quickly sketch another one so that hopefully it can be better. And maybe this gap I can reduce or just shift everything slightly. So you can see the adjustments I made. Originally the head was tilted here. It's too much and I needed to give space between the last coin holder and the ear. So I just shifted. So that's much better looking than this now. And although this is still a bit tight, it looks a lot better than that. So of course I can improve this by simply shaping this, and I don't want that. And that helps to improve the shape a little bit. Although this small part might not be quite clear that this is the face of the cow, but well, at the end, if that's the compromise, I think it looks okay. Let's look at the second concept. Now this second concept requires me to look at my holder if my hand were to go through the keypad coin holder. So again, I'm just going to sketch that very quickly over here. I'm not going to be too concerned with the size, and I'm going to explore several different ways of holding the coin holder. So here goes. Of course, bear in mind at this point, I am influenced by that particular idea, and I may actually have some elements of that over here as well. Okay, so let's start. So at this point, I'm asking myself, I've created a design where I can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 positions for coins. Do I really need so many coins? So if I were to remove this position, because this is the mouth, whereas these 4 are the legs, which seems a bit more meaningful, if I were to remove this, can I shift my position of the handle to a more comfortable position? Let's try. I'm still gonna have to sketch that circle there because that still gives the shape of the head of the cow. So I'm gonna start with that. So now the shape is such that the positions of the coin holders are actually shifted to the top and bottom, both ends of this, to accommodate this position for the handle. As I was doing this, I was just wondering, why must I have it inside the coin holder? What if this position is actually out? So if it's out, I am not too worried about accommodating this huge piece in the material, which actually does seem to be a bit wasteful. And also this is a weak point, so let me indicate that, weak point, and so this is not very ideal. So I'm going to just improve this design a little bit more over here. As you can see, while I'm exploring the position of the handle, the hole where the user is going to hold, I've continued to keep the size of this ellipse, so I'm shifting it out here, and basically it cuts a hole in this way, so I can hold the coin holder in this manner. Alright, so how does it look like really? I'm going to use the outline. Okay, in this final iteration of the design, basically I've cut this slot here so I can hold. Even if I have a key ring, perhaps I could put the ring over here. Okay, so this is the next part of the design. I could put the ring here and hold the keys. So I'm now going to evaluate this final idea compared with the earlier idea. Now you can see these two ideas. This is the concept where I'm going to hold this way. This is a concept where I probably can hold this way or this way. Probably both has its advantages. I'm just going to keep both of them in mind, and I'm going to explore the next part. So in other words, I haven't made a complete decision as to this or this. I'm just leaving it there first. So I'm going to make the detailed development for the next part, which is how to hold the key. Perhaps after doing that, I can make a decision about these two designs. Oh, I forgot to mention that actually for this set of design, I should probably indicate how I'm going to hold it. So I'm just going to quickly just sketch some positions as to where my fingers are going to be. So this is one finger, another finger, another finger, and probably one last finger here. So something like that. Yeah. And the thumb is probably going to be somewhere here. Okay, so if you can do that, it helps. Otherwise, you could always sketch very lightly. So this is where you can grip. Okay, gripping. Okay, similarly on this, okay, I'm going to just show very quickly. So just draw a simple curve shape with the fingernail just to indicate. Okay, that should have been a tiny finger, but it's okay, not very accurate. And my thumb is probably resting somewhere there. Yeah, so that's where my hand is going to be. Alternatively, you can use arrows to indicate where you're gripping. Okay, and for the bottom, okay, so how are you going to hold? So you could show your fingers this way. This is probably slightly easier. So your fingers are going to be there to grip. So again, you can show some arrows. Okay, and your thumb is going to be below. So that's your hand. Okay, this here. So just draw some shapes like that, and again, probably your thumb is going to be somewhere there, and that's your hand. Okay, well, of course I remember my hand is a little bit bigger, and this one can be this way or this way, so let me try and draw this way instead. So 1, 2, 3, 4 fingers. Okay, obviously this fourth finger doesn't have much to hold, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and the thumb would be here. So yeah, so it's okay to just sketch very lightly over your design. Again, show the arrows of how to grip. Yeah, of course you can use color pencil to sketch that. Yeah, so that this gives an idea of how to hold your device. So maybe you should write that here: how to hold the coin holder. Alright? Yes, and I forgot, please have your name. Yeah, so always remember to write your name, class index number, the date. Okay, date.